Welcome back to World Information HD, where we explore the hidden treasures, rare coins, and astonishing stories that many people overlook. Today, we are going deep into the fascinating world of American coinage to uncover one of the most collected and admired pennies in United States history, the 1956 no-mint Mark Lincoln Wheat penny. At first glance, this coin may seem like just another ordinary cent that once passed through millions of hands across the nation. But the truth is far more intriguing. The 1956 penny without a mint mark holds a special place in numismatic history, not just because of its age, but because of its design, its symbolism, the era it represents, and its surprising value to collectors today. To truly understand why this penny matters, we must journey back in time to the 1950s. Picture America in 1956. Elvis Presley was storming the charts, television was becoming the centerpiece of the American household, Dwight D. Eisenhower was president, and the post-war economy was thriving. Every family was adjusting to a new era of prosperity, and small coins like the humble penny were constantly in circulation. People rarely thought twice about them. After all, it was just 1 cent. But history shows that sometimes the smallest coins can carry the largest stories. The Lincoln Wheat penny, also known as the Lincoln cent, was already a beloved coin by 1956. First minted in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the coin was groundbreaking. It was the first American coin to feature a real person, and not just a symbolic figure like Liberty. Victor David Brenner, the sculptor behind the design, created the now famous portrait of Lincoln that still graces the obverse of the penny today. On the reverse side, 2 simple wheat stalks framed the words, 1 cent, a design that gave the coin its nickname, the Wheat penny. By 1956, this design had already circulated for nearly 5 decades, but it still held symbolic power. It reminded Americans of Lincoln's leadership, of unity during the Civil War, and of the agricultural foundation of the country represented by those stalks of wheat. For millions of families, wheat pennies were pocket change, grocery money, or something jingling in a child's piggy bank. Now, let's talk about the specific 1956 penny. Unlike coins minted in Denver or San Francisco, which carry a small D or S mint mark below the date, the 1956 no-mint mark penny was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. In fact, Philadelphia produced an incredible number of these coins, over 420 million in total. With such a high mintage, you might wonder, why would anyone care about a penny that was made in such massive numbers? The answer lies in a combination of factors: survival, condition, and collector demand. Out of those hundreds of millions struck, most 1956 pennies went straight into circulation. They were spent on candy bars, newspapers, bus rides, and countless small purchases. Pennies wore down quickly, and over time, many were lost, damaged, or simply discarded as people cared less about small change. Today, finding a 1956 penny in perfect, uncirculated condition is far rarer than the raw mintage number suggests. Condition is everything in the world of coin collecting. A heavily worn 1956 penny pulled from circulation might only be worth its face value, or a few cents to a casual collector. But when you find one that has been preserved with sharp details, lustrous shine, and no significant scratches, the value skyrockets. Collectors are willing to pay a premium for coins that look as though they just left the mint, even if they were struck nearly 70 years ago. Beyond condition, certain varieties and errors also play a role. The 1956 Lincoln penny has a few error types that excite collectors, things like doubled dies, die cracks, or off-center strikes. These mistakes happened during the minting process, and instead of being discarded, many slipped into circulation. To collectors, errors transform an ordinary penny into a one-of-a-kind artifact. Some doubled die varieties from the 1950s can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on rarity and demand. Another reason why the 1956 no-mint mark penny continues to captivate people is nostalgia. For older generations, these coins are a link back to their childhood. Many remember searching through rolls of coins, hoping to spot a wheat penny. For younger collectors, wheat pennies serve as a gateway into numismatics, a way to hold a piece of American history in their hands. It's also worth mentioning that 1956 was the second to last year the wheat penny was minted. In 1959, to celebrate Lincoln's 150th birthday, the U.S. Mint replaced the wheat design with the now familiar Lincoln Memorial reverse. That change marked the end of an era. So, the 1956 wheat penny represents one of the final chapters in a long-running series, which adds another layer of desirability. Now let's imagine what happens when a pristine 1956 penny surfaces today. A collector or coin dealer carefully examines it under magnification. They check for mint luster, strike sharpness, and any flaws. If the coin meets strict standards, it might be sent to a grading service such as PCGS or NGC, which assigns it a grade on a scale from 1 to 70. A grade in the high 60s, especially MS66 or MS67, indicates a coin that is nearly flawless, and such coins are extraordinarily rare. When these high-grade examples appear at auctions, bidding can become intense. Collectors recognize the rarity of a coin that has survived in such pristine form for decades. While lower-grade 1956 pennies might sell for just a few dollars, those top-tier specimens command staggering prices. They become centerpiece items in collections, proudly displayed and carefully preserved. But why would someone pay thousands for a penny that once bought a stick of gum? The answer is passion. Numismatics is not just about money, it's about history, beauty, and connection. Each coin is a tiny time capsule. The 1956 penny is not merely copper, it is a reminder of mid-20th century America, of Abraham Lincoln's enduring legacy, and of the craftsmanship that went into coin production. Think about it, every time you hold a 1956 penny, you're touching something that has survived through decades of change. That coin was there during the height of the Cold War, when black and white televisions first brought images of the world into living rooms. It was there when highways expanded across America, when rock and roll shaped culture, and when families gathered in diners with just a handful of coins in their pockets. And yet, despite its humble face value, the 1956 penny reminds us that not everything ordinary stays ordinary forever. Some coins, through a mix of history, rarity, and condition, rise above the rest and become treasures. Collectors often tell stories of finding wheat pennies in unexpected places, in an old jar in the attic, in a box of forgotten change, or even in pocket change from a local store decades ago. Imagine the thrill of spotting the 1956 date and realizing you've uncovered a piece of numismatic history. Even more thrilling is the chance that your coin might be one of those elusive high-grade examples. So the next time you come across a Lincoln wheat penny, take a closer look. It may look simple, but its story is rich. The 1956 no-mint mark penny is proof that even the most common items in our daily lives can hold secrets of immense value. It connects us to a broader history, teaches us about preservation and rarity, and inspires curiosity about the coins that pass through our hands. And now, we arrive at the most exciting part of our story, the value. While circulated 1956 pennies might be worth only a little, the rarest and most well-preserved examples have shocked collectors at auctions. Believe it or not, one such coin, a shining example of perfection, has sold for an extraordinary sum, $62,987.